I'm depressed. I'm exhausted of being depressed. Not something that you can see in my face. It's not something that if you like walking down the street you can tell, but I'm depressed. In 2014, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 2. And ever since then, I've gone through 10 cycles of mania and depression. 2014 was supposed to be my year. The year that I graduated from college and I gave that diploma to my dad, who has been my rock since the beginning of my life. And ever since then, my life changed. I graduated in 2014 from Union College, a liberal arts school in upstate New York. It gave me a wonderful, wonderful education, and it gave me the chance to travel around the world. The reason I'm telling you this is I'm trying to paint a picture of the year 2014. I graduated in June, and 3 weeks after that, I moved on my own to Greenville, South Carolina, to work for General Electric. It was my dream job. And everything was going smooth. It was kind of like a day like this. It was the weather was like this always. See, like I can't do this. I can't. I don't have the ability to have consistent frame of thought. So it's hard for me to tell my story. I remember the sound of birds. I remember smell of hot dogs. I remember my bike rides downtown Schenectady. I remember the ice cream cones that we eat afterwards. The reason I'm telling you this is because I want to tell you how my life was before I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I want to tell you that my life was going great. It was going like a Disney movie. I couldn't ask for anything better. Working for a great company, living with amazing roommates. I was in great shape, was healthy. Then one day, I go into work and I feel lucky. I feel gifted, and I feel that I have the most energy of my life. I start praying and I start telling people that God exists. I start telling them that Jesus is alive and all around us. I start going into people's personal space and telling them out of the top of my lungs that this is real and that we should be together and work together. Now, my coworkers were smart. See, they were able to guide me to the exit in time, and they were able to call 911. And right then and then, the paramedics came and they sedated me and they put me in handcuffs. First time in my life that I was in handcuffs. And my eyes fade away, and all I can think is how sorry I was to my dad and mom that this was happening to me. I had my first manic episode. I remember waking up in the hospital, not knowing what the hell would happen. Felt like I hit a brick wall face first, and I felt all rocked out of place, like a picture in a wall. I felt scared. People start coming in and out. My coworkers start coming in and out. I know I can think of us how much my life changed. My dad came in and he looked worried, and that got me worried. But what really got me worried was the fact that the doctor came in and he tells me that I have bipolar disorder type 2, and that it is likely that I will be in medication for the rest of my life. He says that I was in the right age range, and that my brother had it, so the odds were very high for me to get it too. I was in denial for the longest time because I was healthy. I was a healthy person my whole life. And then that was the first time I was admitted to a psych ward. I was in that psych ward in Greenville General Hospital for about 2.5 weeks. And it really, really sucked. I remember being on medication that had me sleeping 23 hours a day. I remember not being able to move my legs. I couldn't walk, but I could hell eat. I was depressed. I was in something called a cycle of depression that crippled my life. I gained like 60 pounds. My 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 confidence fell through the floor. It was something unbelievable. I started isolating myself. I didn't want no one to see me because I couldn't see myself in the mirror. I couldn't recognize the person that I had become, like crippled person that didn't want to talk to anyone. And I'm feeling this way for longest. The one thing about bipolar is that the mania takes about, at least for my case, you spend about 2 weeks in mania. You end up spending months in depression. But anyway, I finally got out of the hospital, and I was working for General Electric at the time, and they were very nice and they were very helpful. They were absolutely amazing company. They helped me every step of the way. But what I noticed was the fact that my integrity was getting hurt because I could not perform the job. I could not do the work while I was this depressed and this sick, and I was trying to figure out, what was happening with myself. So I decided to turn away from my dream and turn my new reality. I resigned from GE. I remember about 10 months later, and I just solely focused on getting better. I solely focused on that, and it was scary as hell. It was so, it freaked me out because now I have all this time to fill and all these questions to answer, like, who am I outside of work? What are my hobbies? Like, what things do I carry value in my life? Things that I never thought of before because I was always on the go. I was always busy. Now, there was a surprise in disguise. I wasn't expecting this, but I was able to pull myself out of depression the first time, and I was able to find hobbies in dancing, something that I held dear and I explored. It was absolutely amazing. I found something to be passionate about. Um, Other than that, I also started doing part-time work that had nothing to do with what I went to school for, but I didn't care. I just wanted to get better. I wanted to prove to myself that I can work full time. Then my friend Johnny Martin, he started working for Stanley Black & Decker, and he introduced me to this wonderful company. He told me he advised me to apply to the leadership program, and I did. And let me tell you, from the day one, I was transparent with them about my situation, and I could tell right away that this was a company that I really wanted to work for because they were extremely understanding from day one. And here we are now. On my first rotation in the SLP program, and while I'm not at 100% because during my first rotation I'm going through my 10th cycle of in mania depression, I'm not giving up. I'm not throwing in the towel. In fact, I could tell you that I'm actually I'm actually happy that bipolar disorder, that was something that I was diagnosed with, because I wouldn't have grown so much as a person. I wouldn't have met so many wonderful people, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this condition that I have. So I'm actually thankful that this happened to me. And even though right now I'm at a place where I consider myself as depressed and a bit broken inside, I know that I'm with the right people. I know that I'm with the right support group to pull me out of this, or on my headspace. Bipolar disorder changed my life, and while it has certainly given my body and soul a whole lot of trauma, I gotta say that it has also given me best friends. It has also given me the will to not necessarily beat this or live with it, but be the best version that I could be in my current reality. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope that this helps. Thank you.